Uzaktadır.
Yani Sırpça seçersen 4
Evet, Sırpça seçersen.
Yani
Çizimler de vardı.
aslında çok akıcı. Tam zamanında gelmişiz biliyor musun?
Just go two things. First one will be not to record the film, and second one is to stay tuned and have three Turkish different subtitles.
The great spirit of invention descends through
That is integration of our data collection. We then call the router, in this case as making it have very high frequency, 1 km per second. So only but surface itself, and we see the rest compared to the big one, just has afternoon frequency. And that's okay to say for us in this case, of course, to be running for a life. Correct? Because this last year for today, like you got today.
Uzaktadır.
Ama birilerinin bize anlatması güzel.
Biletler. 800 dinar.
Eğer Sırpça seçersen 400
Evet,
dinar.
Sırpça seçersen
Yarı
400
yarıya.
dinar, İngilizce seçersen 800 dinar. Başka vardı.
Aslında çok akıcı anlayacağımızı düşünmüyorum. Sırpça seçersen.
Ama şeye girdik biz şu anda. İngilizce.
Evet, saat 2 seansına yetişmiş olduk. 2'ye 5 vardı. Tam zamanında gelmişiz biliyor musun? Buradan önce Alkan'la
So hello everyone, welcome to the Nikola Tesla Museum. My name is Ivan and I'll be your guide for this video. So we'll start a tour with a short film of Nikola Tesla's life. And before I play it, let's go two things. First one will be not to record the film. And second one is to stay here at your seat when the film ends, because you couldn't tour from this room. If the film is in English, we can put some subtitles over it. So are there preferences over the language of subtitles? You can see we have Greek, Turkish, Russian, Italian, Chinese, Spanish. Any preferences? It's in English, the sound is in English, but we can put some different subtitles over it.
Turkish. Yaşasın Türkçe olma varmış burada. Çok iyi oldu ya şu an.
From time to time, at rare moments, the great spirit of invention descends to earth to reveal a secret which will advance humanity. Which was to make him famous. Rotating magnetic fields created by an alternating current. Over the following 2 years, while working in a branch of Edison's company in Paris and Strasbourg, Tesla completed his visual.
Alternating current starts passing through the system of coils, which go all around here. And that leads to rotation of a rotating magnetic field, which then causes the rotor, in this case the metal egg, to start further rotation, start spinning itself, and eventually finishes its top. So it will also improve wireless transmission of electricity, which is definitely possible. So I'm going to volunteer for this one. So you want to call them out?
I can. At me. Berat, Berat oradan elektrik gelecek, onun içinden geçeceksin. Tamam. Buradan elektrik gelecek. Yere gelip yanacak. Elektrik değil.
Course doesn't have for everybody, I'm sorry. So before we start, there's a couple of rules. The first one is for everyone to take a step back from the fence. So please just take a step back. It's okay. So at all times, individual bulbs or with your bias, you should not cross this fence, because if you do so, the current could recognize you as your surrounding, and that could jump out and hit you or lamps instead of your top, which logically want to avoid at all times. So following that rule, don't cross the fence, and so hold the lamps at the bottom. You both left hands preferably.
Altından tut.
And always keep them upstream. So never lean them towards the former for the same reason, not press the fence. Just keep them straight. And on the low side, you try to up a little bit higher. So just to be behind, you can see what's happening with the balls. And before we start, I have a very important question. Does anybody maybe have a pacemaker? Pacemaker, glass for a card, or any other electrical impedance keeping your life? No, everyone's healthy, excellent. Okay. And the last one is this machine is very loud, so don't get scared, it should be loud, it's real lightning. You have 3 lightnings, and I'll count down for each one just to get prepared. Okay. Okay, first lightning in 3, 2, 1. Second lightning in 3, 2, 1. And the last one in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so in front of you is the famous Tesla's transformer, or Tesla's coil, it's also known. Its function is to increase the voltage and the frequency of the current, but keep the intensity of it very low. So every Tesla transformer has 2 main parts. the primary coil, and the secondary coil. And it comes into position with the grounding, which in this case is the sphere above the stone. So when the stone starts working, alternating current firstly goes through the primary coil, and that creates a strong magnetic field, which then induces the current in the secondary coil. That induced current flows in the direction of the nearest grounding, which in this case is upwards towards the sphere on top. And for every winding of the coil, so for every circle of the copper wire that current passes through, the voltage increases more and more. So eventually, from 220 volts that we start from, that you will get from this electrical network, at top of the secondary coil, we have current with voltage of 500,000 volts, so 500,000 volts. And when that high voltage gets contact with air, it leads to an electrical discharge, or in other words, a lightning. So lightning will happen between the disc on top of the secondary coil and the sphere above the stone. When lightning happens, when it strikes, it will ionize the air around it, and those ions will start filling the space around the stone. They start spreading around. In other words, since we have some charged particles that are moving, we have electricity. And also, since human bodies are conductors of electricity, all of us here in this room will conduct the current of 500,000 volts. But don't worry, it's completely safe, and you won't feel literally anything because of the characteristics of this current. Because this transformer will make it to have very high frequency, very high voltage, but very low intensity. And that current always flows only on the surface of the conductor. It never goes inside. So if you want to go by the surface of our skin, we want to reach the receptor in our skin, so only by the surface itself, and proceed direct to the ground. And since you won't feel anything, you have to prove that there is.
Evde de deneyebilirsin aslında.
Olmaz öyle şey.
Ben aynak için ha.
Sen kaldırma da çekelim.
Closer. Closer.
Acıdı mı?
Çok değişik. Elektroşokun bence daha minik hali.
Normal çakmak bir şey.
Biraz da söz seviyorsun.
Nereden geçiyorsun?
Küçük bir şeydi şu an. Sesli küçük. Acıdı sandın mı? Gerçekten.